Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining on this platform.
Thank you so much, Shalvi, and giving me an opportunity to connect with the students.
Ma'am, you have an elaborate experience in the education industry. What are the key factors that keep you connected with this industry?
I think the student connect is one of my biggest asset. I am available for the students, and students feel that I am accessible to them so that they can come up with their queries, whether it is academic, personal, or their further career prospects. So they feel that I can be of some help to them, and then they keep coming to me. So I think my student connect has been my biggest asset. Yeah.
Ma'am, what do you think your roles and responsibilities to the institute and the students are?
So, if you look at generally those who take up engineering, they come up with some kind of a background and they do have some aspirations, their thought processes, whether it is in the students or the faculty members with whom you are working. So, though I have become a principal recently, I've been the head of the department for quite some years. So, I feel that you need to encourage them so that they come up with their ideas and they come up with some solutions that they feel is relevant. So the positivity needs to be encouraged and motivated, so that way you need to be progressing as an institute, as a responsible person. Yeah.
Ma'am, being the principal of KJ Somaya College of Engineering, what is your philosophy of leadership and how would you describe your leadership style?
So I believe in democratization of the leadership. I mean, I believe that everybody should feel connected with whatever is the decision making, be it whatever post that a person is. So I believe in distributed responsibilities or collective ownership. That is the way I work, and I keep everybody together so that they feel connected, they feel that they are important in the decision making, and hence they feel that they can contribute. It's not that somebody tells me and I work accordingly, but I suggest and the suggestion is taken positively. I have a voice to say, put up my opinion, and that is being considered. So that is my way of working.
What are some of the biggest challenges you see both for higher education in general and for KJ Somaya College of Engineering specifically?
So I look at the whole setup of education, especially the engineering education. So I've been teaching since 1985. So from 1985 up to say around 2000, there was a very steady flow of it was essentially teacher centric and very few institutions, and students who came, they opted because they wanted to. There was a sea change in because there were a large number of institutions added and the number went on growing. Many students started opting for engineering, not only because they wanted to do it, but because sometimes peer pressure, parents pressure. So the option of engineering was always not by choice. It was also by, somebody asking them to do it, and that's how they are doing it. And the third very important thing was a change in the communication scenario. I mean, the internet and the telecommunication sector, the number of telephone lines, the landlines and the mobile phones, all this changed the scenario post maybe around 2000 or little around 2000. And then there was a big evolution, the information flood happening after say 2013-14 onwards. So there are, according to me, these three phases wherein there was a change happening in the engineering education on the whole. And obviously that has affected KG Subbiah College of Engineering also, in the right or the wrong way, whichever way you want to take it. So these are the biggest challenges that, so initially the students wanted to do it, then the students were forced to do it, and now there is a flood of information available. So what is best for the students? I think now it has become more student centric. That is the whole difference. Yeah.
What developments have you noticed in the engineering industry, and how does the curriculum of KJSCE incorporate those changes and ensure the best practice of industry?
So again, I go back to my previous statement wherein I said that there is a lot of information now available, and that has also enabled people around industry, students, and society together. That you cannot work in isolation. You know, our education scenario, unfortunately, had very watertight compartments. Like, for example, in electrical engineering, we had an electrical engineer, an electronics engineer, a telecommunication engineer, an instrumentation engineer. Now, if you look at, the industry does not work in so much silos. Engineer is an engineer, whether it is mechanical engineer, he's supposed to be having enough information and knowledge about electronics and computer, because finally he has to deliver whatever is expected of him. Now this kind of a change was something which came up. The industry saw it because of several imported gadgets and products made available, the challenges the industry had to keep pace with, and also the education sector, the way it changed. And that was something KJ Somaya College of Engineering easily adapted to by making relevant changes in the syllabus. I think thanks to our decision of the management of converting from an affiliated institution to going in for autonomy. And that's when we could incorporate all the changes through various initiatives that we took up. For example, introducing interdisciplinary courses as a part of compulsory coursework. We promoted interdisciplinary projects as a part of their BTech projects or MTech projects. So newer ideas were permitted, exchange of ideas was definitely promoted in a big way in our college, and that's how we could manage or we could progress, I would like to say.
What would you like people to know about your institute they may not know?
So, as I mentioned, probably many of our people in the society know that our college has a lot of mega projects which the students actively participate in various competitions, national as well as international competitions. So here the students are given, overall development of the students given importance. This probably many of the society people know. But what I would also want to let people know that their voice is heard, their suggestions are heard. Whether we are making our syllabus, whether we are implementing suggestions given by them in the teaching, in the examinations, their suggestions are given due weightage. If students want a certain elective, so we look at it, if the large number of students are wanting it, we quickly convert the elective into a compulsory, because it doesn't make any sense keeping it an elective if such a large number wants it. Now, these kind of listening to the call given by the student, I don't know if people around know about this. And hence, this is something which has made our college what it is today. Or the progress of the college from an affiliated college, successfully working as an autonomous college, and then now moving on to becoming a constituent college of the Somaya Vidya Vihar University, which is founded last year, and now we are a constituent college. So this is something people are not aware, that our culture, the academic scenario in the college is the same. In fact, we have more liberty now than what we had, because now we are constituent college of a newly founded, a very progressive Somaiya Vidya Vihar University.
How do you look at the placement opportunities offered by your institute, and how do you plan to push the envelope further?
So, as I mentioned, when we became autonomous, we introduced a new stream of courses, a lot of interdisciplinary ideas. So, people, when they came for interviews, or when my training and placement office reached out to people for placement ideas, what happened is we could give them what is the scenario in the college and how the students had received it. Now, this made a big difference, and we started getting calls from, they showed interest in coming to our institution for interviews of our students. They also came up for internship opportunities of the students, for the students. So they started coming up once. They did pick up a few students. Then they had a new job profile, and then they came again. The same company started visiting our college. We have a couple of such companies. They came up 2-3 times to our college, every time with a new job profile, and picked up new students. Some of the companies offered different packages to our students than what they were offering to other institutions. Some companies started coming up to our college with pre-placement offers. So they would engage the students in internships. They would give paid internships to the students. So students are given good amount of stipends. And if the students perform well, then they would take them as employees. Yet another feature we saw, we have introduced, some MNCs came up to us and asked for a 6-month-long internship, and we catered to that, and in the end they absorbed the students as employees. So this is how the industry has started believing in us, believing in our students. More and more faith is getting established, whether it is very good quality companies, Indian or MNCs. They have started approaching us on their own, started booking the slots well in advance for the next year. I mean, our the placement process for this academic year 2021 started well in June. Now that is a sign that they want to capture best quality students of our college, so that they get all very trained students as their employees. So that is what is my take on the placement of students in our college.
And when you started with KJ Somaiya College of Engineering, what was your vision for the institute, and has it evolved over time? And how far along in implementing that vision are you?
So I joined in KJ Somaiya in 2012. That time I was not in other ways connected with this institution from my previous college. However, I had heard about it, and as I mentioned, the students of this college were always very active, and they participated in a variety of competitions. Now, this told me that 3 things. One, the students are very active and wanting to do. Second, the college faculty members are involved in the process and they want to encourage such kind of initiatives. And third, the most important is the management of this college is very progressive. They want to support, they want to see the students gearing up as a good engineer. And that is what was always my thought process when I wanted to join this institution. And I can fairly say that the way the progression of this institute has happened. I joined in 2012, as I said. So that time we were an affiliated college. We moved on to become a autonomous college affiliated to University of Mumbai in 2014. And the response from the parents, you would see the last parent leaving the college on the last date, last time of the admission. Still there will be large number of people sitting in the admission hall wanting to take admission in our college. I think that's a wonderful sign. Then new companies coming up to our institution for enrolling our students, our teachers getting good kind of opportunities for doing their PhDs in reputed colleges and institutions in and around. Say, for example, large number of people from my college, good number, is now joining IIT Bombay and such other institutions for their PhDs. And of course, the placement and the internship opportunities that my students are getting part-time, full-time, in Indian companies, in multinational companies. I think this is a great movement for the institution. And last but not the least, the management feeling that introduction of this college into the newly founded Somaya Vidyavihar University, the self-financed university of Mumbai, it would make a worth decision. And considering that and the kind of response that I'm getting today for the admission process that we are currently into, I think my vision of making a good institute out of an already established institute, making it a progressive institute, I think I have achieved in a big way. So I'm very thankful. All this I could do because I had a solid support of my colleagues, my management, and most of all, my student, who is, as I mentioned right in the beginning, my strength. So I think I have achieved all that. Yeah?
Any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring youth?
I would say that it is now an era of survival of the fittest. You cannot be on your past glory that you had so much of good record in your academics, so you should be doing good. I mean, there is a clear-cut demarcation, and unless you do it yourselves, what they call as dirty your hands, unless you do that and show your worth, you are not going to progress. I mean, I would also like to say that typically industry is not always looking at the best, but they are looking at the overall good product. That is reliability, consistency, working as a team leader as well as a member. I mean, they are expecting a wholesome product, and unless students gear up for becoming this kind of option, they are able to give this kind of an option, it is not very easy to survive. However, if they are, then there is no limit to what they can achieve, because in younger ages also they have become, my students have become entrepreneurs in multi-dimensional fields and very young age. This COVID has given so many opportunities for my students. They've come up with patents and variety of stuff. Nothing has stopped them from working. So there is absolutely no limit where you can stretch, but at the same time you cannot relax and you can say that, oh, I was always good, so I should remain good. You have to keep pace with the way industry is demanding or the society is demanding. That's all I would like to say.
That was a very beautiful and an insightful message, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time here.
Thank you so much, Shelby, and thanks a lot for once again giving me this opportunity to connect with only a few. I can generally talk, but I think with this, I would be able to reach to more number of students, aspiring candidates. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.